So they've registered 366,000 persons. They've cut 245,000 checks so far. So I anticipate by the end of the year, they'll be able to cut 300,000 checks. 100,000 persons have received the checks so far. So we will have between the beginning of the year to about February, when hopefully the budget would be passed, to deliver these checks to people, the remainder that were cut but not delivered as yet. And then in that very same period, we'd be able to register people from the other 5 regions. So once the budget is passed, we'll put the additional sum of money in the budget, if it's 30 billion or 35 billion, whatever it is, in the budget, so that we'd be able to cut checks immediately thereafter the budget is passed for the remaining numbers of people. There was a rush to try to get the checks out before the end of the year to as many people as possible, particularly the public servants. So often when people register, they then have to move to verification, and then the checks are cut. So as they were verifying, they were cutting the checks. So if they finish a batch of verification, they cut the checks. So that meant maybe in a ministry, you may have like 80% of the checks cut, and whilst the 20% have gone for verification. What happened is that they invited everyone out. And they said, come and collect. So the 20% of people who did not have their checks cut for that day, they showed up to in some cases, and they were disappointed, and it should have never happened. We should have had a better system to identify those and only invite those in. So we've spoken with the Ministry of Finance, and they have to move to a better system or have a more conscientious way of approaching it by the managers of the different agencies. So I agree that there may have been issues with people waiting too long and all of that. So that's a fair comment.